welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. It is sit down time again. And once again, I am joined by a LinkedIn connection turned first time in person meeting, JP Ostiguy.
There you
right?
go.
Guy, got it. From Toronto, Canada. And JP, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's really great.
Long time listener.
Right. First time on the show, right? Right. I like that. So we were talking before the show. You have 12 years.
12 years
in the car business.
Yeah.
In the car business. Talk to me about where you started in the car business to where you are today, which I believe is general manager of a Nissan store in Greater Toronto, which I just also learned is GTA. So I'm all about it. All right. Tell me about where you started.
I was actually selling boats and RVs and everything before I got in the car business. Okay. The owners decided to sell the marina, so I kind of I needed something to do. I could have moved anywhere, but I wanted to try something different. And one of the guys I sold the boat to said, "You got to sell cars," and I said, "Whatever, sure. Give me a resume," and I got a call for an interview. And I walked into the place, and this mausoleum of a dealership, Turpin Pontiac Buick in Ottawa. And the guy that interviewed me was really cool, like really down to earth, really good communication guy. And I liked that. I thought all car guys were scummy.
Sure. Sure.
And his name
not your fault.
Yeah, his name is Lyle, and he actively followed me up, and I've been selling $100,000 boats, but I wanted the same experience, right? I want the same overall connection to that person. And he ended up hiring me in the car business, and I have been doing internet leads since 2004, so in 2008 it was like, give me a lead. Yeah. And I was doing video and right away, and it was just my first 6 months I sold 180 vehicles. Really? And then through the GM restructuring, we lost our franchise. Sure. And Lyle moved to Toronto to be at a Nissan store, and I woke up in his trunk. I don't remember what happened. He's like, "You're coming to Toronto," so I'm not coming to Toronto. I'm like, where am I in Toronto for? And at Agent Court Nissan, and I met my wife by selling a car. I know it takes 9 follow-ups to get married.
Is that right? You met your wife selling cars.
Yeah, on April 13th, she came into my dealership at 5:03 p.m. with a crappy old Honda Civic, and a month later her door fell off and needed a car. And so whatever happened, we hit it off. We have 2 beautiful kids, and that led to 4 years there, and then the ownership changed again, and they didn't. The philosophy was not customer centric, and I wasn't very happy. I can't work for a dealership or anywhere that's.
Yeah, you can't do anything that doesn't make you happy.
Yeah, it's not my own inner. It doesn't meet my morals. So over a period of 5 months, I was talking to the Zinkin Automotive Group and Eddie Wong, and they hired me to be the developer trainer and internet guy and kind of social media guy. So they gave me 1 store to run and help out, then the 2, then 5, then 33, and 36, and then I was kind of doing it for everybody. And then I decided to step back because I wasn't doing it effective. I'm a really one-to-one type guy, and when you're trying to deal with 190 people in a day, it's hard to give that personalized service. Sure. So you know what it is.
I do.
And then, so I stepped back to be the Alta Group, which is the Nissan Infinity Group of our larger Zinkin Group. And just recently, an opportunity opened up. I was logging 12,000 kilometers, so 8,000 miles.
Thank you. I was starting to do the math.
8,000
and then
miles.
I got lost there. So 8,000. Yeah, carried the 2. So 8,000 miles a month.
And I needed
commuting
a break.
time.
And young family. I got 2 beautiful daughters and a great wife. And I just decided this was the right time to be a GM. So
you went back.
Yeah, I went back.
You're here. You're in the GM role.
I'm in the GM role.
What did you find when you walked in the GM role as one of the more difficult things to deal with?
Culture. I had been working with all these dealers really closely for the longest time, so I knew the challenge. I wasn't walking in there with a closed blank slate.
Yeah, you did not know who they were.
No, I knew who they were. And
you knew their inefficiencies. You knew what existed.
Yeah, and basically the biggest thing was just giving everyone that. When you take the limbs off the lower part of a tree and it goes. Yeah. It lifts up. That's what it was putting a sense of community back into the dealership, a sense of advertising. They hadn't done any advertising except for private sale after private sale after private sale for 5 months in a row using the same list. Yeah. And I'm all about networking communities. So.
Yeah, that's such a steroid. It's not long-term health and wellness.
No.
It's just an injection for the month, and then when you keep doing it, the destruction you do on your body.
Now take the same list and recycle it 5 months.
That's what I mean. It's just and what a pathetic vendor to allow it either.
Well,
on top of that.
They just have different vendors.
then
That's
shame
probably why
on,
the
shame
change
on
was
them.
made.
Yeah.
But you know, it was just that collective, and everyone having can have an opinion now and can voice their concerns and have ideas and give freedom of expression. And we got rid of some toxic people the first day. They were
So I've had a couple of different people on the show recently. I don't know if you know John Resurrection.
Yep, love him.
John was on the show, and John was talking about the same thing.
Yep.
He was talking about culture. He was talking about removing cancers. He was talking about moving forward, getting rid of people. Making those hard decisions. And I always tend, because I'm at a distance, right? So car biz, our culture is to go to work and get our jobs done. There's only 3 of us. So it's not like we have to worry about where people stand. You know your job, you know your role, you do it. We don't cross hairs, right? Mm-hmm. I don't ask finance what it's doing. Finance doesn't ask me about acquisition, and I don't ask what goes on in the back end.
Absolutely.
That's how we roll. So maybe that's a negative culture because we don't sit in kumbaya. I mean, we don't even share offices, right?
Yeah.
We all live in our houses and do our own jobs. So culture to me is buzzwordy. It's kind of overblown. It's this idea that if you just change the culture, JP, it's real easy. Did you find it easy to change culture? Because I feel like it doesn't get enough of the respect it needs for the time.
I changed community more than culture.
Okay.
I believe that the community grows faster together. Once everyone's connected, everyone comes up at a certain level, right?
Okay.
I love networking. So right away, it was I knew the problem people, and explained what my intentions were to them. And if they didn't, I gave them an action plan. Here's a positive way so you can make more money. And if they didn't do anything, this would be the recourse. Well, they decided that was the recourse. And everyone's entitled to their own experience, and that was theirs.
Agreed.
And when those 2 people were out, everyone was like, "Thank you," and they immediately, that first month of transition's like, "Am I going to get fired? Why is this going to change?" And oh my God, he's already gotten rid of 2 people. And after a couple of days, I walk in, and I hope this is not PG. I walk into the guys in the shop and hey fuckers, and they're like, hey fucker.
Yeah, sure.
and
that's how it should be.
And you just
but that's the fact that you're a good GM is you walk through your shop first.
I talk to every person every day. I get talked to at least 3 points a day, and just shake their hands, talk to them, ask them how their family is, and really openly listen.
Have a point of communication and make listening the point, because no one's listening to most of these folks throughout the dealership.
Well, the whole
you want to hear about who's really frustrated? Go sit up in your HR. Go sit up with your billing team. Go listen to that team. That's where real frustration happens, right?
Absolutely.
And not enough people do that. So here you are. You're changing culture. You're how long into this new gig?
It's my 4th month.
This is your 4th month. And how do you feel like culture, community change? How do you feel like that evolution has gone in your 4 months?
Focused in the service department first.
Okay.
And
makes sense, because those are all customers who already accepted doing business.
And where all the money's made in the dealership. I hate to say, but that's really internally.
So that's the same truth for you as it is for us here.
Absolutely.
In the U.S.
Well, we're a small dealership, but we see 500 customers a month. I see 100 come to the front door.
What does small mean? How many will you sell? Let's start giving ourselves a little comparison.
450 new and 400 used.
In
a year.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, if you're doing it in a month, you might want to figure out your definition of small, because that's kind of like big time.
We're kind of an outlying community of the Toronto area, and it's kind of like my nearest neighbor is a cornfield, so in a golf course.
Sure, yeah.
So we just,
So you're doing 40, 50 units a month.
Yeah. So we're small, but just giving people the ability and just talking about where I can help them improve their lives for their family, put a toy in the driveway, pay off their debt, send a kid to college. And I wanted all their feedback, and that's what we started. Just, hey, you know what? These are the measurables. Where are your challenges? That's a big question to ask on the first day. I found it because no one wants to tell you. But as they start to respect you, they tell you where they think they need it. And sometimes it's money, and sometimes it's just, hey, if we had our BDC call these people, that would give me opportunity to follow up with these people, and just in service.
Sure.
Right. We instituted video walkarounds immediately for service. That increased our dollars per customer pay hour by $40.
Easy.
Overnight.
Like the transparency, just opening up the veil is enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that really helped us. We have a great service manager that really was always bought in, but was suppressed by the GM. The GM was giving so much free work away for friends that we immediately stopped that. And customers, we raised our door rate, and we just brought in a new full flat rate technician that we've grown from co-op from like high school now to a serviceable tech. So
You've taken him on that whole journey?
Well, I've been there for the whole journey. I was training him on the customer side of it, but not the...
Right, but I'm just saying, just in general, isn't that part of who your dealership hopes to be?
Yes.
Is taking someone from seed to
We just promoted our
implant?
detailer to a service rep, so she's super happy. I believe that, again, if someone does value, unless they permanently want to stay in that role, they really should move up, because without growth you die. Right? If someone has ambitions and you don't ask them what their ambitions are, they're going to leave you and find those ambitions somewhere else. And why would I do that with great employees?
Wow.
So
that's gold right there.
Yeah.
That's gold right there, because that is, again, what we talk about culture. That's what that is to me. What you just described is positive culture in the dealership. Everyone understands it. They know the buy-in. They know your direction. It's transparent. When I ran my stores, I was very upfront with people.
Mm-hmm.
That this is how we're going to do it. They're not all days are going to be great days, but we're going to get through those. And if you're having a bad day, come to my office, tell me you're having a bad day. 9 times out of 10, depending on the moment, I'm going to send you home.
Yeah.
Because it's better off that you go home, clear it up, and then come back to work.
But no ramifications.
No, it's no, because you're wasting my money and your time by taking ups when you're not in the game.
If everyone's service parts or sales, what we do is we try to have a meeting 3 times a week. Instead of these giant, yell at me. I'm not a yeller. It's not a yeller. Not a yeller.
No Friday kicking the door in.
Well, why? Like there's moments where you want to throw the bottle across the wall, then bang, and have it explode in perfect fashion. But what value does it, except for releasing tension for me? And it's that you're just transferring that tension on somebody else, right?
Buddy,
we talked about.
I grew up in this business. Friday morning meetings in Chicago were not like yoo-hoo.
Yeah, no. We talked about laws of attraction. You put it out there with your world wants, and you get it. So. I make everyone stand up at the first meeting. Stand up and smile. Stand up. Everyone stand up. Take your phones out, and everyone smile and take a picture of yourself. Like why?
Right.
Just take a picture of your smile.
Right.
Why is that?
I'm asking you why.
Just do it. And they said why? Because if you can't smile right now, you're not going to smile with a customer, and I don't need you today. Enjoy the day off. And they're like, what? No. Just if you're not mentally right today, that's okay. I want you to enjoy your day, get right, and come back.
Because you have to be.
If you have to.
You have to be. It's going on stage every moment to sell a car. You've got to have that relationship. You've got to have the mentality. You've got to be thinking 2 steps ahead. You've got to make sure that you're not, again, I talk about it enough. Stop selling. Start listening.
Well, selling, who wants to be told? You're telling and yelling. Like you're doing it. So everyone kind of looked at me funny, and they all got a laugh out of it, brought all them up. And someone came in, I'm really not right. This is what's going on in my life. And I said, take the day off, man.
Got it, dude.
I said, job is a job. This will be here when you.
You found this one when you were looking for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This will be ready. Here's a contact that can help you.
Sure.
And go to your stuff. Came back a week later, still my best salesperson. So, respecting their problems, not being involved in them, not being part of the problem. If you get sucked in, we all want to help an alcoholic. Right? Everyone falls at the bottom of the rung. We need to go and get him to AA.
Yeah.
Well, unless they hit rock bottom and have that journey for themselves,
AA
all you're doing is
make a bit of difference.
All you're going to do is extend the problem time frame. Just let them crash.
That's what I've in my life. I'm an addict by trade, and I've been addicted to most of it. And you have to make those decisions for yourself. Yeah. Whether it's cigarettes, whether it's drugs, whether it's working, whether it's whatever it is, you have to make that decision for yourself.
Absolutely.
And when you hit rock bottom, and my rock bottom was a nasty place, but it was mine, and it was what I needed for me. Then I was able to just move on, right? Yeah. And so that's how I move ahead. But I love the fact that you take that kind of time with your employees to really understand the headspace. I think more people need to be doing that. Were you raised that way in the business? Is that how?
I had Lyle Jacobson was a really good mentor. He was a communications specialist. He was a really good salesperson. But where I learned it was in the leisure world. When you sell a boat to somebody and you sell a car to somebody, it's the same transaction. A lot of times the boat's a lot more, right?
Yeah. And it's not a necessary purchase. A car is necessary.
It is a leisure purchase. Now, think about it. If I don't have the car ready because my detailer's sick, I can rent you a car if the worst comes to worst, and then you can pick it up tomorrow. The boat, you have 9 weekends left. It's Canada, man. You're a minute.
I'm in Wisconsin. And we don't have summer. They're 9
weekends left. How much did you not deliver to that customer, right?
Right.
Now you had lunch. So I learned the customer experience from my very first transactional experience in the boat world, and
you carried that over with you.
Well, you have to. it's supposed to. It's like, and I'm gonna say this. It sucks buying a car. I'm known for
hold
that.
on, why?
Because people aren't respected. The fact that
People make it suck. Though.
Exactly.
Buying a car, don't blame the car.
No.
Poor car, it needs to be bought.
And if you making your experience suck, stop.
See?
But
he said he wasn't even going to do it either. He said he wasn't going to look at the camera. He made it very clear to me. He's got all this time and energy, but here he is making a point to you. So I hope you're listening. Yes.
The one thing about it, like, you can buy a house with the Toronto market the way it was. It's blown up, and like people are buying houses sight unseen, throwing money at the guy. Here's the.
We were just talking about every time we're on the road, right? And you've seen we've been on the road a lot lately. Every time we're on the road, my business partner, he doesn't have cable at home, so when he gets in front of a cable TV, he's like a 12-year-old. He just sits there and scrolls through shit.
They have nudity now.
No. So here we are. We're watching fucking some home show. The brothers, right? Those brothers in Canada, up in Toronto, and these houses are. There's these shacks for like $800. Our budget's like $800 to $1.6 million. They're like, cool. Here's 900 square feet. And
if we do this with it and this with, you should go under budget.
Like, what are we talking about, right?
Yeah.
So clearly, Toronto had a growth spurt, economically speaking.
Well, we're the melting pot of the world, right? We have more languages in one. New York is the only other place that seems to have the 197 unique, distinct, recognized languages, and that's not talking Klingon and all the other crap that's out there. I want to be known as a
197.
Yeah, 197.
In Toronto.
Yeah. That's distinct, like, world languages that are in one place. We have three different dialects of Chinese. We have 123 of Hindu or Voodoo, or I'm sorry if I mispronounced them wrong.
Don't worry, but the point is there's a lot there.
Yeah, and when I learned...
And is it all part of what you sell into all these cultures?
I try to. I'm really proud of the fact... I sell into all the genders. Cultures I'm still working on. I'm very proud of the fact that I have a 50-50 male to female split in the sales floor. 50-50 split in service, in customer facing. I'm the only dealership to be able to say that perfectly 50-50 split, and I built it that way.
You built it that way. So as we talk about women in automotive and how important, look, agreed, love it. Some of the hardest working people I've ever encountered in this business are women.
Well, they've got to go by the stereotype of anything else.
Right, but they'll also cut your throat. Like because they had to, right? They didn't have a choice. So you talk about it. Why this development? Why this need for 50-50?
Well, I study the science of communication a lot, and women as a species, and species, are such better communicators than men, emotionally, psychologically, theologically. That they can communicate on a much higher level socially, and it's important that I have three men who are Chinese speaking, speak both dialects, Mandarin and Cantonese, and English, but I was missing something. And I don't want to say horrible, but I was missing that white guy from my floor. I live like on a border of a very Asian network, and I needed someone that was fluent.
You need a token white guy for what you just said.
Fucking horse.
In Toronto.
I'm married to a Jamaican.
In Toronto, he says I need I'm looking forward to my trip there now.
So,
but
it's a multicultural melting pot. I love my wife there. She's Jamaican. It's amazing. But what I needed was someone that could communicate on a intellectual level, on a social level, better than they could, because they have the three guys are amazing. They do an amazing job, but they tend to have a little bit of a cultural difference dealing with the older couple that comes in who's lived in our area for 30, 40 years, who know the community, and there's nothing there. There's no communication to it. So I came in. There was I have Christy, the new car manager, excellent, one of the best sales managers I've ever had to benefit to work with. And then I have Jen was there already. She was new in the car business, and Josephine's our financial services manager. She was a Tesla rep. She's been in automotive college. She's done everything, and she's landed with us.
What was that last one?
At Georgian
Automotive College?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We actually have a sponsored automotive program in Canada called Georgian Automotive School of Business.
See, I told you.
Come to Canada, I'm hiring.
I told you Canada was better, dude. I told you. So automotive college.
They have techs. You can learn how to be management. You can learn how.
And so then you just show up there looking for the next graduating class of whatever to fill your dealerships?
Well, it sounds better on paper, but a lot of guys go in there, dealership kids, and they already have pre-programmed lives, or people are kind of, how they sell college programs. They sell them on you're going to make this much when the entry level is this much.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys are going into corporate. So,
Are you guys strong? Are you guys commission?
we have
Base?
commission,
Yeah. Is there any base or is it straight commission?
there's a non-forgivable draw and
A what?
A non-forgivable draw. So I'm gonna give $1,000, taking $1,000 away from you. Fucking hate it, but
it's a draw, dude.
It's a draw.
It's a draw.
You know,
it's the most confusing pay plan.
Oh, well,
on Earth.
ours are actually pretty easy. Ours are pay higher commissions. I'm not, and I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I don't fucking care.
Who? How are you gonna get in trouble?
Because my bosses listen to
Your
this.
boss is gonna be boss. Hey, thanks for watching, guys.
The I believe that if you pay everyone you make people accountable by training them the best way. You give them the best tools.
Okay.
Give them the best experiences. You pay them a very acceptable $32,000 a year. Because minimum wage in Canada now, Canadian dollars, like $8.
Guys are that $1 weak though, JP. It doesn't mean as much to me, man. It's like, yeah, I don't want to go up there.
Hey, you know what?
So you're the one that posted about it for Sean Kelly, but the 30% you warned me before I went up there. Like, oh, yeah, I see the Falls Casino on the back of the Blue Jays games. I think, does that mean I can give you $10 and you're gonna give me back 13? Like, is that how this is gonna work?
I'm gonna give you back 100.
Yeah, right.
And our prime minister.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, sorry. I like the guy. He's fun.
Good
Doesn't
luck.
matter.
I'll send him over in a mail.
Yeah, I'll send you mine. Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Okay. That's not supposed to happen here. We're done with that. We got to keep moving past it. So what are you not going to get? You're going to get in trouble for what? Say people should have base pay?
We had a base pay before, but
Okay.
again, in the economic times, as things get leaner, the idea was to change the pay back to a more consistent reward.
Okay.
And I believe that the industry is moving towards not take the subscription model idea out of it, but getting more to, I want to service with the guy I sell with, want to rent a car with, want to buy my parts from. I want a whole bunch of young entrepreneurs in my dealership or that will take that customer from step A to step B and be one touch through the entire process. So now I've got a guy. That's where my vision is. It's not there yet, but...
Do you have any idea how awesome that is?
Yeah, well...
Do you have any idea what that does for a per car?
Oh, absolutely.
On finance?
But think about it.
Finance alone,
we own
per car would pay
our company owns our own rental company. How about service?
How about it?
How about it? So you have management that manage, no clothing management, and hire entrepreneurs who are in charge of portfolios.
We just talked about
portfolios.
We saw it out in Orlando, Florida. This dude runs an independent dealer in Atlanta. He has 3 salespeople.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, they're not salespeople anymore.
No.
They're
That's what he calls them. But they do everything.
Yeah.
Seed to sale.
But now you call them professional entrepreneurs, right? Serial entrepreneurs, and they're in charge of a portfolio, and their customer experience will be higher. Everything else, everyone feels rewarded.
So what are we waiting for?
I work for a very large automotive group who.
Can't we just test it with one person?
You think so? But,
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't work in big companies anymore because I don't like that. I don't like that response.
Please excuse the following transaction for
Yeah.
So
it's a great idea, dude.
But
it's super progressive.
That's I've always
Good
been
for you.
a thought leader when it comes to people want to communicate by video. We text a ton to our customers. We open up video. I use Authentic for video. It's been amazing for us. We've done so much in such a short period of time. It's just as there's a reset in the marketplace. 10 years we've been on a high, right, in the automotive for new car, and it's going to reset. 10 years ago, before that, it was a reset, and 10 years before that, it's just a matter of as people kind of settle, it'll go.
Consumers are done, so they'll get into consumer bad behavior. Yeah. They'll end up wrecking things, and then they'll come back, and we'll start all over again.
Yeah.
So yes,
we don't dabble in second chance credit yet, even though there's a huge market for it. We don't do that yet because
why? Does the conglomerate as itself does not do any business with it?
It's a full-time job to do that.
It's serious.
It's a serious full-time job.
But we were just talking about this. See, everyone wants to know why the dealer next door that never beat him in unit sales is starting to beat him. It's because he got into that world.
Yeah. I just don't have the manpower right now.
It's you got to be able to have the right person. You got to be able to chase paper, get it hung. It's a lot.
Josephine, our F&I manager, is awesome. She gets everything bought. Now, I just don't want to take her off that and put her on portfolios to get clients. Because that's
especially to get that kind of a portfolio.
It's a different portfolio. It's a very expensive portfolio to get in a very.
It's a risk.
Yeah,
it's a risk.
We'll get there eventually, but we have a 97% approval rate, so she gets everything bought. And the people who don't get bought are the guys who literally cancel a deal before it gets to the business office. So it's good, but back to culture and community. Like I call it community.
Yeah.
I've asked every one of our salespeople. You know me. I like networking. I love networking.
Every time I see you, it is a networking event,
Yeah.
or you are networking about networking an event. I mean, you are a networking machine in ways that I don't normally see.
It's all about active listening, and you've been. Have you ever? I call it the business card Santa. You know, you go to a trade show or anything else, and this guy swoops in, and before you know it, everyone's holding a business card. Don't know how it's gone there. He's gone on to the next one. You know, so or the business card ninja flies them all out and then it's gone. I asked everyone to build relationships and to look at. You know, here's my advertising budget. I laid it out to the entire staff. Here's my advertising budget. Here's our options. What do you want to do? And they're like, why are you asking for our opinion? I'm like, because you need to be part of the process. If they're part of the process, though, I got a challenge for them. We have a large mezzanine meeting room / lunch room that kind of overlooks the showroom. I said, I'll host a networking event a month that you organize. You bring your own people. It doesn't have to be automotive at all. Jen's into fitness. We have people who are into religion. We have people in everything else. We've already done I think you saw it. We hosted I brought in some speakers. Just come and learn about the car business. Whether you want to be in it or not, this will tell you. And that was their interview, whether they liked it or not. They're going to sit there and interact, and how they interacted. Sure. We told people how it's going to suck in certain areas, and what the challenges are, that the schedules are, but then the rewards and how you help people and everything else.
And what did that benefit you?
I got 3 people. And people who were bought in because they thought they knew exactly what they're getting themselves into.
So you set expectation.
Yes.
You gave them a reason and a roadmap to succeed.
Yeah.
Now they work for you.
Absolutely.
I hope you're all listening. It's not just you can't just do this shit in Canada. You can do whatever you want. Like, it's legitimately fine to do it in America.
TM. No.
Yeah, TM, but not really. So all right, well, let's wrap this up. You've been doing this 12 years.
Yes.
Talk to me about one of the bigger struggles that you had.
Well, in my previous position as a trainer, the struggle everyone the guy doesn't want to do it. The problem, I can fix that for you. And I was kind of known as a ball breaker earlier in my career. I didn't have I probably didn't understand the social side of it, right? So if people are struggling not with buy-in, shame on the management, shame on the ownership for allowing it to get out of control. And it's going to suck to hear that, but it's true. Have a meeting, express that opportunity is going to be available for the people who advance. I'm not taking anything away from you. I'm not taking the phone off your desk and the computer off your desk, which you don't use anyway. But start looking at their pay plans and rewrite it into their pay plans and bonus them on the action you want them to until it becomes a habit, right? It takes 14 days to become a habit, and it takes 90 days to become a lifestyle change. So if you can get past that 3 months of every day, and challenge yourselves. I did it with video. We had a total of 12 Google reviews for 36 dealerships, and they were all negative. And in 3 months, we had 1,472 Google reviews, and all I did was ask. I had a Google review contest. We got free tickets from our vendors for stuff that we were going to get anyway, and we challenged everybody. We're going to get tickets to the front row for the Raptors games, or you're going to get a private box for the Leafs game, or whatever. You can go away to Las Vegas, or whatever we did. And we challenged people, and then we rewarded people by announcing it to everybody that this person won.
Everybody excited about this Raptors thing, by the way? Is that get you guys going up there?
I was sitting with...
I know the Leafs would be way cooler, but does this...
What do you mean Raptors? Leafs... I'm a Senators fan in Ottawa, and we've had many bad seasons.
Oh my God,
I'm so sorry.
I forgot you started with Ottawa, that's right.
So suck.
But that's okay.
But we were watching, on my phone, we were doing the reloads, because no one in Las Vegas watches the Raptors. And we were like, except the odds makers, we're like, oh my God, 12 seconds left. Oh my God, 4 seconds left.
That's awesome. Anyway, so you sound like the struggle was getting people to buy in, but it sounds like
that was their problem.
It sounds like you've kind of turned that around.
Well, I don't like some people we already pay them for a job. Why they have to do it? That's the old mentality.
It is.
The new mentality is asking them what's the challenge, why they can't do it. It doesn't fucking work. Well, video, it's really easy. I asked everyone to do video. It doesn't fucking work. And I walked around kind of, spy man with my phone. And I was watching people on Amazon looking at videos of stuff they wanted to buy. And I was videotaping them watching the video. I'm like, it doesn't fucking work. I was like, is that you wanted to buy a couch? They have a video on a fucking couch and you watched it for 4 minutes. I said, video fucking works.
Right.
Amazon, 90% of sales are increase with video on Amazon or Wayfair. So why the hell wouldn't we do it on a car?
Agreed.
So I wrote it in their pay plans. I had them all initial it, and if they didn't want to write it, it's fine. I'm not firing them. But They don't no longer get inlet leads. The phone calls don't get paged. You're gonna have to create your own leads now.
Right, because I'm paying for these, and if you're going to pay for my leads, then you're going to deal with them my way.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want one person to know who's watching this show to know about the car business that you think is important? Because my goal as a company, we've always joked about a mission statement and kind of who are we. And honestly, the mission statement is to leave this industry better than we found it.
Absolutely.
And in doing so, how do you see us being able to do that as an industry? Give me the one thing that we can all do better to improve.
Anyone that's looking to get in the car business, do your due diligence, look at the people you want to work for, interview them more than they interview you. Ask questions, ask them about not about pay structure, that'll happen when you're successful, but ask them about the culture, what's expectations, what your expectations are, and outside of being non-realistic, don't settle. Don't settle because someone told you the moon. Why, if you had 5 interviews and everyone told you that one guy told you you can make $100,000 the first year and no one else told you that, maybe the guy's lying to you. So be honest with yourself. If it feels wrong, it's wrong.
Right.
And educate yourself at the places that don't work. Don't just walk in and give a resume. And engage. Send a video resume, man.
That was the first way you engaged me through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You sent me a video.
Yeah.
Hey, talking about you liking the podcast, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
I live video.
Yeah, you do. You're hardcore. You're like you and Jason. You guys just walk around the surrounding land.
If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't be doing this today.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah.
JP, thanks a lot for coming on the show, man.
Honor,
I
buddy.
really appreciate it. Absolutely. It was awesome. Guys, as always, you can find me all over LinkedIn. We're on Facebook, Twitter. The podcast is available anywhere you can find podcasts. You will hear the audio version of this show. You can find JP all over LinkedIn, JP, Facebook, Twitter. They can find you in other places.
LinkedIn, Facebook. You can look me up. You can Google me. You'll find my old fishing days.
Oh, the old fishing days. I look forward to
days.
those. As always, 262-278-0157 is the text and call number. Questions for me or JP, get them over. But as always, have a great day, and thanks for showing up.